Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns, unending love, amazing grace.
He keeps a spit cup wedged between the dash and the windshield, wore out spot where his hand lays on the wheel. 14 years of back and forth, of work and church and honeydews. He's a hard hat, hammer swinging, won't hear him whine. Kick some butt, wrap it up, crack a beer, high five. God-fearing son of pride and strength, that's exactly what he's turned into. He'll fight tooth and nail for his family, give the shirt right off his back for a friend in need. So let's all raise a glass to the guy who never asked any praise for a job well done. All the blood, sweat and tears, standing tall, no fear. He's the backbone of this land, it's long overdue. Here's to the American man, the American man. Flies the stars and stripes on a pole in the front yard. Picture of his wife and kids as a bookmark to keep his place inside the good book. The words he believes and lives by. He's gonna make mistakes like anyone, but he's gonna make it right for the day is done. So let's all raise a glass to the guy who never asked any praise for a job well done. All the blood, sweat and tears, standing tall, no fear. He's the backbone of this land, it's long overdue. Here's to the American man.
You know there's a light that glows by the front door. Don't forget the keys under the mat. When childhood stars shine, always stay humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit grandpa every chance that you can. It won't be wasted time, always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is real, Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Know the difference between sleeping with someone and sleeping with someone you love. I love you ain't no pickup line, so always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When those dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind.
And make you mow the grass and do it for free. When you think you're done, he'll say rake the leaves. He'll say it builds character, but it's 90 degrees. You'll cuss him under your breath. He won't let you quit your football team or hang with a kid that lives down the street, 'cause he heard he smokes dope and got holes in his jeans. Looking back, he was right, I guess. Things dads do, he'll act like he does when he don't have a clue. And I know it seems like he's flying by the seat of his out-of-style jeans. You'll get embarrassed when he ruins your cool, when he pulls out his camera on your first day of school. And that's just a few things dads do. To hand you the keys to a hand-me-down truck and take 'em right back when you tear it up on your first broken heart. I'll say, son, tell you what, let's talk it out over a beer. And when you get married, he'll be your best man and pay for the booze and a bad cover band. And he'll give a long speech and say this was God's plan. He'll try not to cry, but he will. Things dads do, give you his old recliner for your new living room, and he'll call too much. And out of the blue, without asking to show up, he'll give you advice about your career, complain and ask why your fridge is full of weird beer. That's just a few things dads do. Sit in a waiting room chewing red man till the doctor comes out and says, y'all come on in. He'll say she looks perfect, then shake your hand and say, now you'll understand. Things dads do, you'll think it's crazy until you want to, and you'll lose your mind. In a couple years sleep in just 3 months' time. The next thing you know, one's 5 and one's 3, and one's almost 1, and she's cutting her teeth, and you're in his shoes, and you're starting to do more than
I'm alright. Nobody worry about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be? I'm alright. Don't nobody worry about me. You got to give me a fight. Why don't you just let me be? Who do you want? Who you gonna be tonight? Who is it really? Making up your mind. You wanna listen to the man? Pay attention to the magistrate. And while I got you in the mood, listen to your heart beating, heart beating, heart beating, down and get you moving. You make me feel good. Cedar Rapids. I'm alright. Nobody worry about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be? I'm alright. It's like a storm that cuts a path. It breaks your will. It feels like that. You think you're lost, but you're not lost on your own. You're not alone. I will stand by you. I will help you through when you've done all you can do and you can't cope. I will dry your eyes. I will fight your fight. I will hold you tight, and I won't let go. It hurts my heart to see you cry. I know it's dark, this part of life. Oh, it finds us all. We're too small to stop the rain. Oh, but when it rains, I will stand by you. I will help you through when you've done all you can do and you can't cope. I will dry your eyes. I will fight your fight. I will hold you tight, and I won't let you fall. Don't be afraid to fall. I'm right here to catch you. I won't let you down. He won't get you down. You're gonna make it. Yeah, I know you can make it. 'Cause I will stand by you. I will help you through when you've done all you can do and you can't go. And I will dry your eyes. I will fight your fight. I will hold you tight, and I won't let go. Oh, I'm gonna hold you, and I won't let go.
I'm lost in her there, holding that pink rod and reel. She's doing almost everything but sitting still. talking about her ballet shoes and training wheels and her kittens. And she thinks we're just fishing. I say, Daddy loves you, baby, one more time. She says, I know, I think I've got a bite. And all this laughing, crying, smiling, dying here inside's what I call living. And she thinks we're just fishing on the riverside, throwing back what we could fry, drowning worms and killing time, nothing too ambitious. She ain't even thinking about what's really going on right now, but I guarantee this memory's a big one, and she thinks we're just fishing. She's already pretty like her mama is, gonna drive the boys all crazy, give her daddy fits. And I better do this every chance I get, 'cause time is ticking, yeah it is. And she thinks we're just fishing on the riverside, throwing back what we could fry, drowning worms and killing time, nothing too ambitious. She ain't even thinking about what's really going on right now, but I guarantee this memory's a big one, and she thinks we're just...
Girl, you never know no one like me, up there in your high society. They might tell you I'm no good, girl, they need to understand just who I am. I may be a real bad boy, but baby, I'm a real good man. I may drink too much and play too loud, hang out with a rough and rowdy crowd. That don't mean I don't respect my mama or my Uncle Sam. Yes sir, yes ma'am. I may be a real bad boy, but baby, I'm a real good man. I might have a reckless streak, at least a country mile wide. If you're gonna run with me, it's gonna be a wild ride. When it comes to loving you, I've got velvet hands. I'll show you how a real bad boy can be a real good man. Here we go. Times I can give. I'm too young for growing up just yet. Ain't much I can promise you, except to do the best I can. I'll be down. I may be a real bad boy, but baby, I'm a real good man.
It's perfect outside, it's like God let me dial up the weather. Got the whole crew here, I ain't seen some of them in forever. It's one of those never forget it, better stop and take it in kind of scenes. Everything's just right, yeah, except for one thing. You should be here, standing It's got your name written all over it. And you know that if I had just one wish, it'd be that you didn't have to miss this. You should be here. You'd be taking way too many pictures on your phone, showing them off to everybody that you know back home, and even some you don't. Yeah, they say now you're in a better place, and I would be too if I could see your face. You should be here, standing with your arm around me here, cutting up, cracking a cold beer, saying cheers. Hey y'all, it's sure been a good year. It's one of those moments, it's got your name written all over it. And you know that if I had just one wish, it'd be that you didn't have to miss this. Oh, you should be here, you'd be loving this, you'd be freaking out, you'd be smiling. Yeah, I know you'd be all about what's going on right here, right now. God, I wish somehow you could be here. Oh, you should be.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? This is where I grew up. I think the president fixed it up. I never knew we ever went without. The second floor is hot for sneaking out. And this is where I went to school. Most of the time had better things to do. Criminal record says I've broken twice. I must have done it half a dozen times. I wonder if it's too late. Should I go back and try to graduate? Life's better now than it was back then. If I was them, I wouldn't let me in. Oh, God, every memory of looking out the back door. I have a photo album spread out on my bedroom floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of walking out the front door. I found the photo of the friend that I was looking for. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Remember the old arcade? Blew every dollar that we ever made. The cops seen us hanging out. They say somebody went and burned it down. We used to listen to the radio and sing along with every song we know. We said someday we'd find out how it feels to sing to more than just a steering wheel. Kim's the first girl I kissed. I was so nervous that I nearly missed. She's had a couple of kids since then. I haven't seen her since God knows when. Oh, God, every memory of looking out the back door. I have a photo album spread out on my bedroom floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of walking out the front door. I found the photo of the friend that I was looking for. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye.
I didn't know today would be our last, or that I'd have to say goodbye to you so fast. I'm so numb I can't feel anymore. I'm praying you just walk back through that door and tell me that I was only dreaming. you're not really gone as long as I believe. There will be another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. Always made my troubles feel so small, and you were always there to catch me when I'd fall. In a world where heroes come and go, well, God just took the only one I know. So I'll hold you as close as I can, longing for the day when I see your face again. But until then, God must need another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight, singing hallelujah. Just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight.
Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Yeah. Hey baby, do you come here often? Strike two. Hey baby, now what's your sign? Strike three. Hold on now, where you going? Jimmy's out, next in line. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Yeah. Yes, I went to Harvard. I majored in pre-med. Just stayed for one semester. Tom's out. Who's next? Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing it out. Everybody strikes out 9 times out of 10. But you gotta step up to the plate, son, 'cause every now and then she walked see you later. Going, 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 gone. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter.
I know your life on earth was troubled. Only you could know the pain. You weren't afraid to face the devil. You were no stranger to the rain. So go rest high on that mountain. The sun, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven and shout love for the Father and the Son. Oh, how we cried the day you left us. We gathered round your grave to grieve. Wish I could see the angels' faces when they hear your sweet voice sing. So go rest high on that mountain. The sun, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven and shout love for the Father and the Son. Go rest high on that mountain. 'Cause son, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven and shout love for the Father and the Son.
Now, Mama couldn't see him, oh, but he was standing there. And I knew in my heart he was the answer to my prayers. Oh, I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you and me in our darkest hours to show us how to live, to teach us how to give, to guide us with the light of love. When life held troubled times and had me down on my knees, there's always been someone to come along and comfort me. A kind word from a stranger to lend a helping hand, phone call from a friend just to say I understand. But ain't it kind of funny at the dark end of the road that someone lights the way with just a single ray of hope? Oh, I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you and me in our darkest hours to show us how to live, to teach us how to give, to guide us with the light of love. They wear so many faces, show up in the strangest places to grace us with their mercy in our time of need. Oh, I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you and me in our darkest hours to show us how to live, to teach us how to give, to guide us with the light of love.
He said I was in my early 40s with a lot of life before me, when a moment came that stopped me on a dime. I spent most of the next days looking at the x-rays, talking about the options and talking about sweet time. I asked him when it sank in that this might really be the real end. How's it hit you when you get that kind of news? Man, what'd you do? And he said, I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu. And I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. He said I was finally the husband that most of the time I wasn't, and I became a friend would like to have. And all of a sudden going fishing wasn't such an imposition, and I went 3 times that year. I lost my dad. Well, I finally read the good book, and I took a good long hard look at what I'd do if I could do it all again. And then I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu. And I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. Like tomorrow was a gift, and you got eternity to think about what you do with it. What did you do with it? What did I do with it? What would I do with it? Skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu. And I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I watched an eagle as it was flying.
Georgia, he was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you'd care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you played pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, cause I think I'm better than you." The boy said, "My name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet and you're gonna regret, cause I'm the best as ever been. Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold, but if you lose, the devil gets your soul." The devil opened up his case and he said, "I'll start this show," and fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. And he pulled the bow across the strings and it made an evil hiss. And then a band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this.
I see you're worried, afraid of what's next. You hope there's a plan. How could this be best? Don't fear for me, I'm not afraid of the rain. Just getting things ready till we're together again. I'm moving on to a road less traveled. I'm moving on to a place where I can rest. Don't worry for me, it's time to go. Being called home to a place I know. So now I'm moving on. Been special, more precious than words. Good times and bad times, love and the hurt. I'm proud of who I am and the path that I've led. I have no regrets, it's been worth it in the end. Where I can rest. Don't worry for me, it's time to go. Being called home to a place I know. So now I'm moving on. My only wish, that you live your life full. Don't mourn for me, go and celebrate it all. I had all that anyone could ever ask for. So thanks for the memories, I'll be waiting for more. I'm moving on to a road less traveled. I'm moving on to a place where I can rest. Don't worry for me, it's time to go. Being called home to a place I know. So now I'm moving on. So now I'm moving on.
Lately I
I've been noticing I say the same things he used to say. And I even find myself acting the very same way. I tap my fingers on the table to the rhythm in my soul, and I jingle the car keys when I'm ready to go. When I look in the mirror, he's right there in my eyes, staring back at me. And I realize the older I get, the more I can see how much he loved my mother and my brother and me. And he did the best that he could, and I only hope when I have my own family that every day I see a little more of my father and me. Times I thought he was being just a little bit hard on me, but now I understand he was making me become the man he knew that I could be. In everything he ever did, he always did with love, and I'm proud today to say I'm his son. When somebody says, I hope I get to meet your dad, I just smile and say, you already have. The older I get, the more I can see how much he loved my mother and my brother and me. And he did the best that he could, and I only hope when I have my own family that every day I see a little more of my father in me. He's in my eyes, my heart, my soul, my hands, my pride. And when I feel alone and I think I can't go on, I hear him sing, son, you'll be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Yes, it is. The older I get, the more I can see that he loved my mother and my brother and me. And he did the best that he could, and I only hope when I have my own family every day I'll see. Oh, I hope I see. I hope every day I see.
I'm staring out into the night, trying to hide the pain. I'm going to the place where love and feeling good don't never cost a thing. And the pain you feel's a different kind of pain. Well, I'm going home, back to the place where these places and these places are getting old, so I'm going home. Well, I'm going home. The miles are getting longer, it seems, closer I get to you. I've not always been the best man, a friend for you, but your love remains true. And I don't know why you always seem to give me another try. So I'm going home, back to the place where for me. I'm not
here from heaven, and she's Daddy's little girl. As I drop to my knees by her bed at night, she talks to Jesus, and I close my eyes, and I thank God for all of the joy in my life. Oh, but most of all, for butterfly kisses after bedtime prayer, sticking little white flowers all up in her hair. Walk beside the pony, Daddy, it's my first ride. I know the cake looks funny, Daddy, but I sure tried. Oh, with all that I've done wrong, I must have done something right to deserve a hug every morning and butterfly kisses at night. Sweet 16 today, she's looking like her mama a little more every day. One part woman, the other part girl, to perfume and makeup, from ribbons and curls, trying her wings out in a great big world. But I remember butterfly kisses after bedtime prayer, sticking little white flowers all up in her hair. You know how much I love you, Daddy, but if you don't mind, I'm only gonna kiss you on the cheek this time. Oh, with all that I've done wrong, I must have done something right to deserve her love every morning and butterfly kisses at night.
When I get where I'm going, on the far side of the sky, the first thing that I'm gonna do is spread my wings and fly. I'm gonna land beside a lion and run my fingers through his mane. Or I might find out what it's like to ride a drop of rain. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will shed the sins and struggles I have carried all these years, and I'll leave my heart wide open. I will love and have no fear. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, don't cry for me down here. I'm gonna walk with my granddaddy, and he'll match me step for step. And I'll tell him how I've missed him every minute since he left. And then I'll hug his neck. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will shed the sins and struggles I have carried all these years, and I'll leave my heart wide open. I will love and have no fear. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, don't cry for me down here. So much pain and so much darkness in this world we stumble through. All these questions I can't answer, and so much work to do. But when I get where I'm going, and I see my Maker's face, I'll stand forever in the light of His amazing grace. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will love and have no Yeah, when I get where I'm going.
Maybe in another life I could find you there, pulled away before your time. I can't deal, it's so unfair, and it feels like heaven so far away. And it feels, yeah, it feels like the world has grown cold now that you've gone away. Leaving flowers on your grave show that I still care. Black roses and Hail Marys, I can't bring back what's taken from me. I reach to the sky and call out your name. Oh, please let me trade. I would. And it feels like heaven's so far away. And it stings, yeah, it stings now. The world is so cold now that you've gone away.
I'm sorry that I left you. I know you feel alone, but God told me that He needed me. He called me to come home. In what seemed to be an instant, in the twinkling of an eye, an angel gently took my hand and led me toward the sky. As I ascended into heaven, beyond the pearly gates, angels were rejoicing. Then I saw His radiant face. God's eyes shone down upon me from the glory of His throne. He said, enter into paradise, 'cause heaven's now your home. I fought the fight, I finished the race. Throughout the trial, I kept my faith. No longer do I suffer, my body's been made whole. I'm flying with the angels, and heaven's now my home. God told me not to worry. He said you'd be okay.
because eternity's forever, and we'll meet again someday. I fought the fight, I finished the race. Throughout the trial, I kept my faith. No longer do I suffer, my body's been made whole. I'm flying with the angels, and heaven's now mine.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright, blessed days, dark, sacred nights. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Sometimes late at night, I lie awake and watch her sleeping. She's lost in peaceful dreams, so I turn out the lights and lay there in the dark. And the thought crosses my mind, if I never wake up in the morning, would she ever doubt the way I feel about her in my heart? If tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I loved her? Did I try in every way to show her every day that she's my only one? And if my time on earth were through, she must face this world without me. Is the love I gave her in the past gonna be enough to last if tomorrow?
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and adventure? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the air.
Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on! It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christine. On behalf of the family, I would like to thank everyone for coming today to celebrate the life of Doug. As you can see from this room, Doug touched many souls in his lifetime. I would like to start out with a prayer, please. The God who sees, we thank you for the life of Doug. It is painful to gather for this reason, but in the midst of pain, we give great thanks. You have gifted us with the friendship and love of our departed one. And as we hold this celebration of life, we remember all the good times we spent with him. We recount all blessings we've received through his life. We thank you, O Lord, for all the wonderful ways you've used our departed loved one and the life of every person here. We commit this time of remembrance to you. Amen.
Amen.
This is a sacred and special moment where we can let tears flow and let laughter heal, where we can share stories and begin the journey of turning those stories into memories. We'll hear the music of his heart and see the snapshots of his time on earth. Doug was born to Richard and Marcia Johnston on September 17, 1969. He left this earth to join his father, grandparents, and his Aunt Sandy in heaven on August 28th. Doug is survived by his mother, Marcia, his children, Trevor Johnston and Elena Harold, his sister, Deanne Alexander, his grandchildren, Brindle, Britley, Kinley, and one grandchild on the way. When trying to think of a way to describe Doug, his family found the perfect poem. Hello. Life is too short to be serious. Be on the lookout for fun. Wipe a frown from a face. Put a smile in its place. Keep gloom and despair on the run. Do things that you like while you can. Try things that you have never done. As a matter of pride, you can say, well tried. And I sure had a barrel of fun. Don't be afraid to say what you think. Make a friend of stranger every day. Be in public relations. Just start conversations. Most everyone has something to say. You may find one person in 10 who'd rather you leave them alone, so you should feel fine because you visited with 9. And the lists of your new friends have grown. Now it can't be all play and no work, and it can't be all work and no play. So do what you must, and in God put your trust, and you never have a dull day. And now I'd like to invite Doug's cousin Sarah up to share with all of you.
Hello. So I'm just one of Doug's many cousins, but I feel like I can speak for all of us that Doug definitely had a heart of gold. He was very quick to give everybody a hug, and if you were a female, he would give you a kiss too. My memories of Doug are in younger years when he was little. I remember we would go over to visit him in Chi-Chi, and if you don't know who that is, that's Dee. And they would always go to the fridge and pull out a bottle of Pepsi. Now, this Pepsi was to share for the company, but it also was because they wanted some too. They were so young, they were almost still on bottles, but they liked that bottle of Pepsi. Now, also, I remember Doug was one of the first babies I ever held. And I went on later to do in-home daycare for 27 years here in Cedar Rapids. And I keep thinking, if Doug had vomited on me, spit up on me, I maybe not have ever done daycare. So I thank Doug for that. The other part of what I want to share is there was a time when I think I was with my mom and dad. I know I was with my parents, and my oldest son Andrew was there. And we went over to Doug's house, and we were visiting, but we also went over, and I didn't know this, I was just there for a free meal. But Doug had some problems, and he wanted them to come over and talk. So if you knew my mom, Sandy, she would witness to anybody that would listen. And she witnessed to Doug. And I sat there thinking, I've been a Christian, saved since I was 10 years old, but I thought, here she goes again. He's got a problem with this, but yet she's bringing him, to the Lord. But growing up, now that I know this, looking back, I can say Doug is in heaven. So I wanted to share that. I also want to share this, because if you don't know Jesus is your Savior, look up John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have eternal life. And that's where Doug is. Doug is in heaven and waiting for all of us that are saved, that are born again, that accept Jesus as our Savior to join him when it's our time. Thank you.
I've asked Doug to be here with me to get me through this, so I hope you guys will bear with me. I'd like to share a quote from Winnie the Pooh. If ever there is a tomorrow when we're not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But the most important thing is, even if we are apart, I'll always be with you. I feel like this quote describes Doug's outlook on life. You will never find a bigger cheerleader for you in life than Doug. He could inspire a person to become anything they wanted to be. And he would do anything to help you along the way. That is just how Doug was. He knew no strangers. I have never met someone who welcomed me with such open arms. My family and I met Doug through his sister Dee. She began dating my dad's best friend, Kevin. From the moment Dad and Kevin met Doug, they knew they had another brother. And we knew we had another family member. From that moment on, we were all one family. There was nothing Doug loved more than his family. His love for his mother was always shining through in his words and actions. And having Dee as a best friend and a sister, not only in childhood, but through their whole lives together, meant everything to him. He was so proud of his children, Trevor and Elena, and his grandchildren were the light in his eyes. He lit up every time he talked about his children and grandchildren, and he loved to talk about them. One thing Doug loved to do was go on adventures with his friends and family. Whether it was a cruise with Kevin, Dee, and my parents, or them all going down to visit Doug in Florida, or our annual Country on the River trip. Doug loved every moment of it, and we loved every moment of it. Our Country on the River trips will always hold a special place in my heart. It was 5 days of camping, bands, food, a little bit of beer, and so much fun. Me being me, I love to be in the front row of a concert. And I don't know if any of you here have been to a big music festival, but there are a lot of people, thousands of people around us. My parents and Kevin and Dee and Doug liked to hang back a ways so they could sit in their lawn chairs to watch the shows. And Doug, being the amazing person he was, would always go up front with me, so I wouldn't have to go up there alone. We met so many wonderful people up there, made a bunch of new friends, and created memories that will last forever. And I have this koozie that I carry with me in my purse everywhere. You never know when you're gonna need a koozie. I am an Iowa girl. But it's my favorite koozie because it's an aerial picture of Country on the River several years ago. And Doug and I are in the front row. I've carried this koozie with me for several years. I am always excited to show people what's on the koozie, and I would point out where me and Doug are on it. That koozie, as small and simple of an item as it is, now means even more to me. Because it is a reminder of Doug that I get to carry around with me everywhere. It allows me to always be able to talk about Doug to people as I show up where we are on it. We have a million funny stories and special memories that were made on these adventures with Doug. All the sayings that we now have because of him. Us women pretending to fight over my Doug. Anytime someone says Doug's name, we would all go back and forth saying, "Oh, you mean my Doug?" And the other person go, "No, my Doug." And we would go back and forth while laughing. Anyone doing something stupid will now always be a jackass. The name Doug gave to the guy trying to cut through our campsite one year. After that, it became a staple word in our group. When we learned he was moving to Florida, it was hard for all of us. But we knew it is what he wanted to do. And so we supported him every step of the way. When I look back on all the things we have in our life because we met this amazing human, Florida stands out. After Doug moved there, my parents and Kevin and Dee decided to make their retirement plans be to retire in Florida. They bought houses in Lehigh Acres, and we go down as often as we can. This actually caused me and my husband to want to move down there as well. We fell in love with the area just as everyone else had. So now, our life plan includes moving to Florida part-time after our children graduate. All of this because we met Doug. While it won't be the same when we get moved down there because we will be missing a member of our family, it helps to remember that it is only the physical Doug that will be missing. He will be everywhere with us. He'll be in our hearts, in our memories, in our stories and laughter, and the little things we see or do throughout the day that remind us of him. I thank God every day for bringing Doug into our lives, and I know Doug thanked God for bringing all of you into his. And now I'd like to invite Doug's sister Dee up to share with all of you.
everybody knows that I am Dee, otherwise known as Chi-Chi. Thanks, Sarah.
Sorry.
I just have a little something to say. I came across this going through all of this, and it's titled Broken Chain. We little knew that morning that God was going to call your name. In life we loved you dearly, and death we do the same. It broke our hearts to lose you, and you did not go alone, for part of us all went with you. The day God called you home. You left us peaceful memories. Your love is still our guide, and though we cannot see you, you're always at our side. My family chain is broken, and nothing seems the same. But as God calls us one by one, the chain will link again. And now I'd like to invite Elena up to say something, to share with all of you.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of my family, I'd like to begin by thanking everyone that is here today, and for those who have sent their condolences. We have received countless phone calls, emails, texts, flowers, thoughts, and prayers. They have been both comforting during this time and have been a reminder of the impact that my dad, Doug, had on so many others. My name is Elena, and I'm Doug's youngest and only daughter. Throughout my 23 years of life, my dad has always been there for me. He was my favorite hello, my favorite chauffeur, a shoulder to lean on, my popcorn eating, movie watching buddy, and my biggest supporter. His laugh was contagious, and his smile could light up a room. We often would share laughing sprees where we end up crying and completely forgetting what even got us started in the first place. Dad and I were very much alike. We both enjoyed being alone, but could also fit into any crowd. He taught me to spread my wings and fly, and he never stopped opening doors for himself either. When he started teaching safety classes, he would often tell me how terrified he was to be the center of attention, but he kept his stick on the ice and he carried on. A little bit about me. I joined the Army when I was 17 years old and needed both of my parents' permission to enlist. I remember it so clearly. When I called Dad to ask for his permission, he instantly went into one of his hour-long speeches about how proud he already was of me. He was my biggest supporter in this life-altering idea of mine, and I will continue to make him proud of my service. If he was calling me on a Tuesday afternoon, I already knew he was speaking to a coworker or a friend and wanted to brag about his daughter. Throughout this past year, after returning home from a 9-month deployment, my dad was the first to see me home. Thankful for his work at Lane 8 Granite because it allowed him to travel all over the United States. Due to his traveling, he worked in Savannah, Georgia every other week, which meant I had a house guest almost bi-weekly. My spare bedroom turned into just Dad's room, especially when he started bringing his spearhead collection up for more decoration. I celebrated Christmas, New Year's, and my birthday with my dad this past year, and those are memories I will cherish for eternity. Each week, Dad would bring something to share. Sometimes he would bring a new gun, other times he would bring me vegetables. Either way, I made Dad feel at home and even got him his own Chicago Cubs chair in the garage for those nights that we needed a cigar and a glass of bourbon. That guy loved his bourbon. Dad wasn't always handed the best deck of cards, but he held his head high and would shuffle them often himself. Him and I became extremely close this past year, and after learning about each other's trials and triumphs, we decided to officially title each other as Resilient. In fact, Dad got his second tattoo ever back in April, and it matches one of my many tattoos that I have on my forearm. I wish my dad could have met my children someday, or watched me become the President of the United States, maybe in 40 years. But I know he'll always be watching over me and guiding me along the way. Heaven is his home, but I sure wish they had visiting hours. I heard this poem many years ago, and it became so true for me on August 28th at 1:02 in the afternoon. when I watched the clouds part in the sky and my dad walked through them to the gates of heaven as Jesus carried him home. To be heard without saying a word, to be hugged when I'm feeling blue, to be understood when I'm confused, so rare is a dad like you. Your loving smile and gentle laugh make all the difference in my day. Your endless wisdom and timeless advice always help me find my way. In you, there is no equal. You're in a class all your own, and because of the love you give me, I'll never be alone. It's an honor to know you, to share stories and dreams. I always think of you smiling, no matter how tough life seems. You're special beyond compare, your heart so kind and true. I wish that everyone on earth could have such a dad like you. And finally, to my loving family, Luke 1:37 says, "For with God nothing shall be impossible." If we as a family can put our trust in God, we can and we will get through anything. While on the ride called life, you have to take the good with the bad, smile when you are sad, love what you've got, and remember what you had. Always forgive, but never forget. Learn from your mistakes, but never regret. People change, things go wrong, just remember, the ride goes on. I thank you all for attending today's celebration for my dad, and until we meet again, I love you and will always miss your hugs, Dad. God bless you all. And now I would like to invite anyone else up who wishes to share any memory or fun thought that you'd like to say about my dad.
Well, all I've got to say, I heard the last little part of Doug's life, and it was a very good life, and he really enjoyed it. But I have a lot of family here that knew him when he was a little boy, and that isn't brought up, but he was a fun boy, and he was a polite boy, and even when he went to daycare, he came home and he said, "You know what I learned today? The teacher likes polite little boys." And he just, like I said, there's a lot of friends here, a lot of relatives here that knew him when he was a little boy, he was in high school, and all that. What you heard before was how his new friends enjoyed him, but I'm the lucky one. I enjoyed him his whole life.
Thank you everyone for coming today. As you can see, Doug was loved by so many people. Please enjoy some refreshments, check out all the photos and memories, and enjoy the company of Doug's family and friends. Thank you.